Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are actually talking about China because China erased a billionaire actress out of existence online, and this isn't the first time, and it's very, very concerning. I think this is why all humans need inalienable human rights in their lives from whatever government they're in, and clearly that's not happening in China. This one is terrifying. It's coming from news.com.au out of Australia, and it's just fascinating. Now, Beijing, like I said, has all but erased actress Chow Wei from history, and they're not saying why. She has millions of adoring fans. She's worth billions of dollars, and all of her TV serials and chat shows featuring her have vanished from major Chinese online streaming sites. She no longer even appears on the online credits for the movies that she did. Now, discussing why she's being censored on social media is essentially what we're talking about here. Now, if you don't know who she is, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't either. I had to Google her. And again, sitting here in the United States, I was able to. Chow Wei shot to fame in the late 1990s in China's most successful television series ever, known as My Fair Princess. Since then, she's progressed from being an A-list actress to director, pop singer, and businesswoman, hence the billionaire status. Now, such success under Chairman Deng Xiaoping's policy of opening up China and embracing the incentives of private enterprise made Ms. Chow very wealthy. But her business empire struck trouble under Xi Jinping, the current leader of China. Now, Chow was accused of being unpatriotic for hiring a Taiwanese actor to play a leading role in a 2016 film she was doing, and Beijing actually the government had that choice overturned. That's right. They were able to basically go into the film production and say, you are not using that Taiwanese actor, you are using a Chinese national. Now, shortly after, Chow's business acquisitions began to attract very close regulatory and taxation scrutiny in China. Last month, the public relations agency she owned became embroiled in a nationalistic scandal after one of its clients, actor Chang Ji-han, took a selfie while visiting Japan's Yasukuni War, basically the war dead shrine in Yasukuni, obviously kind of verboten in China. Now, about 2 weeks ago or so, reports emerged on Chinese news sites that Ms. Chow had actually fled the country on a private jet and was spotted at the Bordeaux airport in France, where she and her husband have their own vineyard. Now, Ms. Chow appears basically to become the latest high-profile celebrity victim of the Chinese Communist Party crackdown on celebrities and billionaires. And here's the crux of the situation. Beijing is essentially worried about personality cults, at least those not centered around their leader, Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping thought, quote unquote, is now compulsory teaching at all Chinese schools. Xi Jinping urges, quote unquote, features basically in almost every state-controlled news report as well. But the lives and acts of entertainment celebrities remain much more popular on social media and various chat rooms in China. So there's little wonder that celebrity fan culture is not something that Xi Jinping considers to be a Chinese characteristic. Recently, or a communist characteristic for that matter, Beijing's Cyberspace Administration Agency issued a set of instructions to social media and internet operators aimed at, quote unquote, rectifying issues with celebrity fan communities. The purpose was to ensure, quote, political and ideological safety in the cyberspace, as well as creating a clean internet. Now, celebrities can no longer be ranked in order of popularity on Chinese-based internet. Talent agencies, this is crazy, talent agencies must submit themselves to Communist Party oversight. Fan clubs must be licensed and officially authorized. Any disagreements between fans of high different profile personalities must also immediately be censored, meaning, oh, I think this about celebrity A, and you say, Nick, you're an idiot. I think this about celebrity A, and we're disagreeing. That is now censored in China. Now, the regulatory crackdown follows the publication of basically a policy guide known as the Implementation Outline for the Establishment of a Rule of Law-Based Society, which mandates the establishment of quote-unquote moral norms as, quote, legal norms. Now, China, on top of this, China's National Radio and Television Administration in 2018 ordered the banishment of actors whose, quote, morality is not noble, who was, quote, tasteless, vulgar, and obscene, or whose, quote, ideological level is low, and have no class, school in summertime. Now, all basically must ban, quote, actors with stains, scandals, and problematic moral integrity. Recently, the Communist Party-controlled Global Times accused Ms. Chow, the piece of this story, of having, quote, been entangled in various scandals over the years. But, and this is a but, it admits no official reason for her erasure. None has been given. And she's not the only high-profile celebrity in China to face this kind of scrutiny or this banishment. Actress Chen Shuang fell foul of Beijing about a week ago or so, and she's been accused of tax evasion and is basically ordered to pay 63 million in Chinese currency as a fine. If she pays the fine, she won't be investigated. She may be able to actually even keep her profile online. Late last year, Cheng's career ended after her private life exploded across the world as her former partner accused her of abandoning 2 surrogate children in the United States. She then vanished from public for 4 months. Celebrity singer Huo Chun recently resigned after being publicly attacked for promiscuous behavior. Chinese-Canadian singer Chris Wu was charged with violation of morality amid rape and underage accusations earlier this month. But the problem is, with all of these that we've just said, we don't really know if any of this is true or not, given the disinformation in these situations coming from the Chinese government. What it seems like is that Xi Jinping basically says, you know what, I am the the cult of personality here. I must be respected above all else as the leader, and is now essentially the leader for life of China, as the rules are now changing to allow him to extend his rule. And so this is obviously a huge problem. I mean, even like in this past July, Tencent owner, which is a massive company, tech company in China, Ma Huateng, saw his personal fortune basically cut from 82 billion to 68 billion with the stroke of a pen by the government. Jack Ma, everybody knows Jack Ma, Alibaba, one of the richest men in the world, very, very public. He vanished from public life after his Ant Group was prevented from launching a public offering. That crackdown came after Ma dared criticize Communist Party regulators for stifling tech sector growth. And this is what we have when we have an authoritarian government that decides to expand its reign. If you look at other places where there is absolute control by a leader like North Korea, the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, and previously his father, and then obviously his grandfather, Kim Il-sung, had essentially a lockdown on the cult of personality. There was nobody that could be a personality above and beyond the Sun King, who was loved among all else. This is what we are talking about here. This is essentially what is happening in China, and the difference here is that we have a massive surveillance state that is allowed to censor, allowed to watch, is in the process of implementing a nationwide social scoring system. So when I go online and I besmirch him, or I say, you know what, I like him, but I like this celebrity, Miss Chow, for example, better than him, I'm going to get into trouble. I'm going to lose points. So what am I going to do basically to make sure that I continue to thrive in society? I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to say anything about Miss Chow, or if I do and she basically gets banished, now I'm against her, even if I disagree, because nobody is better than Xi Jinping. And that, I think, is a huge problem. And we are marching towards that in various countries, thanks to China's Belt and Road Initiative, not to mention seeing the rise of basically anti-democracy here in the West, and it's been a huge, huge problem that we all have to look out for. So make sure you are holding on to those rights. And Chinese citizens, I hope that you guys are able to reverse this and start really having the freedom of expression that the whole world should be able to enjoy. You can be the most popular or unpopular person in the world, and you should have that right. And I think that's important. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. Thanks, everyone.